And we are pleased to have our very next guest to discuss legalities of some of these changes over at the FBI. Senior Judicial Analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, a pleasure to have you.
Of course. Good to be here, Bianca.
All right. So there's a lot going on over at the FBI, and some are saying that they don't have the authority to do this. We know today there's this 3 o'clock deadline. There's this questionnaire. Some people are concerned. You know, as our senior judicial analyst, you know, obviously Donald Trump wants to make changes, and this new administration feels that there are changes that they have a right to make. What can you say legally about what we're seeing here?
Well, this is virgin territory, as are many of the things that President Trump is doing. It is what he promised he would do. But these FBI agents cannot be fired for having done their job. They can only be fired for cause, which means if he wants to fire them and the only reason is he didn't approve of their work on a particular case, whether it was investigating him or whether it was investigating the January 6th issue, then those cases are going to end up in court. And the Justice Department will have to demonstrate to the satisfaction of a judge or jury that the agents are worthy of being fired. In terms of the senior management of the FBI, he can remove them, but they don't lose their jobs. They become, and they may not want this, but they become regular FBI agents again, so they're still employed by the federal government. The management positions are held at the pleasure of the Attorney General, the Director of the FBI, or the President of the United States.
Reassignment, if you will.
Correct.
A reassignment, if you will.
Correct.
So what if they go, let's walk through this. They go through due process, and we know that some of these cases, according to the Supreme Court, were overcharged. So, okay, some of the people being fired, like you said, may seek legal protection and say, well, we need cause. But I would think some of them, if they think that they may not have been prosecuting and there might have been some lawfare, they would just resign at that point, wouldn't they, Judge?
Well, you know, not everybody is as principled as you've just suggested, that when you're asked to do something wrong that you think is wrong, you resign. A lot of them, you know, mortgages and college tuitions to pay, so they may take a step back. They are civil service protected as agents, not as leadership. Mm-hmm. There's no civil service protection for that. In terms of this questionnaire, they have to answer the questionnaire. What did you know? When did you know it? And what did you do? I understand from some emails I've been getting that they're giving standard answers. I followed the law and I followed the Constitution. Now, that is not going to cut it for the people that are the Trump administration. They want to know, what did you do on this case? How did you decide whom to investigate?
But
remember, the FBI doesn't charge or prosecute. It just investigates. The charging and prosecuting is a decision made by prosecutors, many of whom can be fired because of those decisions.
But probably a good answer if you're thinking of wanting to keep your job, and maybe if you've spoken to a lawyer. We're short on time, but I do want to get your reaction. So that's what's happening at the FBI, and they have the questionnaire to fill in until 3. This USAID story is getting more and more intense by, it seems, the minute, Judge. So Marco Rubio is acting director now. They're going to merge it with the State Department. There's also this letter that's to Elon Musk where there's reports saying that some of the DOJ team was threatened, and the DOJ saying they're not going to let anyone who impedes your work or threatens your people get away with it. What do you think?
My own view is that USAID is not authorized under the Constitution and it shouldn't exist. I agree 100% with the president. But right now, it is in the law and it does exist. It would be a lot better if Congress undid USAID. But I don't blame the president at all for taking the steps that he's taking. Like a lot of things he's doing, he's trying to push the envelope as far as he can. This is a tremendous amount of money that is given away. Nowhere authorized by the Constitution, but Congress told presidents to give it away.
And just real quick, the finer point on the DOJ telling Elon they've got his back pretty much. This is coming in from DOJ Ed Martin, a United States attorney.
Well, look, the DOJ thing is also virgin territory. They have been given information that is top secret, and many of them do not have a top secret clearance. So some federal judge is going to have to sort that one out.